The Tempest, Act 2. Number 1. According to Act 2, which of the following best describes the society that Gonzalo would like to create on the island? A. He would create a utopia of social and economic equality. B. He would create an absolute monarchy like those of Europe. Or D. He would create a democracy in which people voted for their leaders. Number 2. Which of the following are among the reasons Antonio suggests killing Alonso? Choose two options. A. Antonio lacks the conscience that would make him hesitate to commit a murder. B. Antonio knows that Prospero is on the island and will interfere with his schemes. D. Antonio believes that Ferdinand has survived the shipwreck and hopes to involve him in the plot. E. Antonio is tired of paying tributes to Alonso and knows he will not have to pay them to Sebastian. Number 3. How does Antonio persuade Sebastian that if they kill Alonso, Sebastian can become king of Naples? A. By jeering at Alonso for being a foolish and feeble old man. B. By insisting Alonso's son reach the island shore safely. Or D. By arguing that Alonso's daughter is too far from Naples to interfere. Number 4. How does Ariel prevent Alonso's assassination? A. He warns Antonio and Sebastian that their plan has been discovered. B. He wakes Alonso and Gonzalo by murmuring a warning of danger. Or C. He casts a spell on Antonio and Sebastian so they cannot draw their swords. Number 5. Why does Caliban hide under his cloak when Trinculo appears? A. Because he thinks Prospero has sent Trinculo to punish him. B. Because he thinks Trinculo is a ghost from the shipwreck. Or C. Because he wants to find out where Trinculo came from. Number 6. What is a person entitled to as a result of secession? A. Gratitude or thankfulness. B. Satisfaction or revenge. D. Rank or inheritance. Number 7. Which is the most likely meaning of heir in this following sentence? The only valuable assets I can pass on to my heir are a few modern paintings. A. One to whom you make a solemn promise. B. One to whom you leave your property. Or C. One to whom you entrust a mission. Number 8. Which of the following best describes what it means to supplant someone? A. To replace a person by unethical means. B. To abandon that person in a dangerous place. Or C. To protect the person by any means necessary. Number 9. In scene 1, Antonio says to Sebastian, "Oh, that you bore the mind that I do." Which of the following best describes the difference in mind or personality between the two characters as they appear in this scene? A. Antonio is greedy for wealth and power. Sebastian is greedy for wealth but not power. B. Antonio is ambitious and acts on his ambition. Sebastian is ambitious but must be egged on to take action. Or C. Antonio is discontented with his lot but cannot see how to improve it. Sebastian is contented with his lot but sees no need for action. Number 10, Part A. Which of the following best explains why Prospero, through Ariel, prevents the murders of Alonso and Gonzalo? A. Because he sympathizes with Alonso for having lost his son. B. Because he pities them for being the victims of shipwreck. Or C. Because Alonso and Gonzalo are important to the success of his own plans. Part B. Which of the following choices best supports your answer to Part A? A. Antonio says, "Draw together, and when I rear my hand, excuse me, do you like to fall it on Gonzalo?" B. Ariel says, "My master through his art foresees the danger and sends me forth, for else his project dies, to keep them from living." Or C. Gonzalo says, "'Tis best we stand upon our guard, for that we quit this place, let's draw our weapons." Number 11. Which best describes the effect of Shakespeare's choice to have these aristocratic characters speak in prose instead of blank verse? Gonzalo says, "But the rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit." Sebastian, "As many vouched rarities are." Gonzalo, That our garments, being as they were, drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, being rather new dyed than stained with salt water. Antonio. If but one of his pockets could speak, would it not say he lies? Sebastian. Ay, or very falsely pocket up his report. Again, which best describes the effect of Shakespeare's choice to have these aristocratic characters speak in prose instead of blank verse? A. The prose reveals the true personalities of the three characters. B. The prose indicates that they will attain higher social ranks. Or C. The prose allows the dialogue to be more casual and funny. Number 14. Alonso speaks in blank verse throughout Act 2, Scene 1, while Sebastian, Antonio, and others speak many of their lines in prose. Which statement best describes the effect of Shakespeare's choice to have Alonso speak in blank verse? Choose two options. A. It shows that Alonso grieves more than the others for Ferdinand's supposed death. B. It reminds the audience that Alonso is the highest ranking character in the group. C. It tells the audience that Alonso has a more fanciful imagination than his friends. D. It encourages the audience to hope that Alonso will be able to rescue Ferdinand. Number 13, Part A. Caliban says, I pray thee, let me bring where crabs grow, and I will with my long nails will dig thee pignets, show thee a jay's nest, and instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I'll bring thee to clustering filiberts, and sometimes I'll get thee young scalums from the rock. Wilt thou go with me? Stephano. I pray thee lead the way without any more talking. Trinculo. The king and all our company else being drowned, we will inherit here. Here bear my bottle, fellow Trinculo will fill him by and by. Which is the most reasonable comparison to be made between Caliban and Stephano from this dialogue? A. Caliban is more amusing and funny than Stephano. B. Caliban is a higher rank than Stephano. C. Caliban is not as well educated as Stephano. Part B. Which of the following choices best supports your answer to Part A? A. Caliban speaks in blank verse. Stephano speaks in prose. B. Stephano cracks jokes all the time. Caliban speaks seriously. Or C. Stephano does not like to talk. Caliban is chatty and likes to gossip. Number 14. The Latin root ord or ordin refers to order or rank in series. The word subordinate is formed from ord and the Latin prefix sub. Given the information in your knowledge on the prefix sub, which of the following is the likeliest meaning of subordinate? A. One who is in higher rank. B. One who is the highest in rank. Or C. One who is lower in rank. 15. The Latin root press means to squeeze, push, or weigh down. The word suppress is formed from press and Latin prefix sub or sup. Given this information and your knowledge of Latin prefixes, which of the following is the likeliest meaning of suppress? A. Push out. B. Push down. C. Push in. Number 16. Read the following exchange of dialogue, which occurs as Gonzalo tries to comfort Alonso for Ferdinand's supposed death. Gonzalo. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort. Alonso. Pray thee peace. Sebastian, saying to Antonio. He receives comfort like cold porridge. Antonio, aside to Sebastian. The visitor will not give him or so. Sebastian. Look, he's winding up the watch of his wit, and by it will strike. What impression do Antonio and Sebastian make on the audience through their diction in this scene? A. They make a bad impression because they are not intelligent or witty. B. They make a bad impression because they mock Gonzalo for being kind. Or C. They make a good impression because they try to lighten Alonso's sorrow. Number 17. When Stephano stumbles across Caliban and thinks he has found an exotic monster, he says the following. If I can recover him and keep him tame and get to Naples with him, he's a present for any emperor. If I can recover him and keep him tame, I will not take too much of him. He shall pay for him that hath him, and that soundly. What do Stefano's words and thoughts indicate about his character? A. He's essentially kind and friendly to others. B. He has strong and earthly sense of humor. Or D. He made the most of a chance opportunity. Number 18. Read the following speech from Caliban. I pray thee let me bring thee where crabs grow, and I will with my long nails will dig thee pig nuts, show thee a jay's nest, and instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I will bring thee to clustering filiberts, and sometimes I'll get thee young scamels from the rock. Wilt thou go with me? What do Caliban's words and style of speaking indicate about his character? A. He lies so casually and fluently that people believe him. B. He has read and studied many books about science. Or C. He is vividly alive to the natural world around him.